Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So it's a later stream than usual. I've had myself a Budweiser. Really do quite like Budweiser. So I thought I'd do like about an hour, just to get a little bit more movement going in the series. Try and make things roll on nice and smooth. So I hope everything is going to be great. I hope you guys are having a great evening, whatever you are, whatever you're doing. And it's great to see you. Hello there, Haken. How are you doing, my dude? Okay, so, just waiting for the stream to get going, basically. Let a few people get in first, and then we'll start off with things. It makes it a little bit easier than repeating myself, myself a couple times over. So we'll bring up the handy-dandy drawing tool. Always comes in great use. I really do need to consider, like, asking them if I could do some kind of promotion for them or something, because it's like, I swear to God, I use this tool all the goddamn time. Okay. So we're going to draw Chinese positions in yellow. At least then we can keep a track on how we're going in China. Oh wait, go back on that one. I mean, the Chinese positions are a pain in the arse, but we are starting to dig them out. It is taking time, but it is going ahead, so that's always good news. Hello there, Rando. How are you doing, my dude? Okay, so we obviously do have other Chinese positions, so I guess I will draw them. We'll draw them out like that. Okay. So at the moment, the current thinking that we have here, the current campaign, is that we are pushing towards the city over here, then going to push to the north, and from there push to these roads, and ideally cut off Chongqing from the rest of China. The idea would be to sever this road network, make sure that the Chinese forces cannot move from this area of the interior. So to the exterior, basically, two different areas where they'd like to reinforce. I want to try and make that impossible for the Chinese forces here, so that is the idea. Hello there, Grant, how we doing, my dude? Okay, so we need to get on with this. We do have our forces that have just arrived over here, which is fantastic news. So we have here what the 41st Division and the 6th Division. Hello there, Norbert, how are you doing? So that's a good amount of force. We do have these forces on the move. Right. They're currently set to deliberate attack, though I'm somewhat considering... Okay. Yeah, we'll have them on a deliberate attack for when they arrive over here, so we'll send them off again. Okay. Now, do I follow this up with the armor? I will do. Okay. So this unit is on shock, which is fine. I should be able to deliver that, take the base. Once we secure the base, I could even, if decided, send a detachment down here to the south, or even potentially a detachment over here to Kuilin, which would actually be a decent area. Now, the fact is, once we capture this base, we'll be able to host our planes here, which is going to be great. So be able to move up planes from Canton and also from Hainan, and these other bases such as Wuzhou. So that's great. Chongqing is a hell to capture. In my game, the AI stacks a lot of troops. I'm dealing with 450,000 men. God damn, that is a lot of men. I mean, at the moment, we are summarizing, well, we're estimated about 99,000. Which, don't get me wrong, is a lot of men. But it's no 143,000. So, yeah. China's going to be one of those where we do need to commit a lot of resources and a lot of time, but it will pay off in the end. We already have a good stake in China, so even if we were only to hold on to these bases in 42, I'd still be happy with that. At least we're going to be drawing a decent amount of resources out of China. Okay, so we're going to go again with a deliberate attack over here. The reason being, we did take some pretty heavy losses, but the thing is, this unit is going to break down over time. So we just need to be pretty ardent in that, pretty hard on them, and we'll break them. What is your date in that game? The date is February 23rd, 1942. Now we do have 2 infantry regiments over here. We do have quite the garrison requirement, but I'm considering moving those troops out. About 10,000 troops over there. Almost 11,000 troops. Yeah, when you kill a Chinese unit, it responds there. Aye, that's very true. Okay, so we have Sea Dragon over here, so named from the last stream. Still loading resources. Okay. Send them back out on to patrol. I'd like to patrol midway over here. Are you in November 42? Awesome. Okay, rank Shanghai. Hey, we can see what sort of force we might be able to peel from Manchuria. Okay. Not a huge deal over there. We do have a couple... I mean, we do have a 4th Manchukuo District Division. It's pretty decent. Ish, anyway. It's not too much to brag about. Okay, we have 2 divisions over here. No strategic movement, okay. What we will do then is we'll move them to... So this is where they are right now, okay. We'll move them to rail hubs so that we can move them strategically, ideally. And we can move 2 divisions out from Manchuria into China, which will be quite handy. If we take a look over here, we can spare about 800 is probably the most now that we can really draw off. Potentially to 1,000. I'd like to keep obviously over the amount just to make sure that we don't suffer. But 2 extra divisions is going to really help out. In fairness, I would be tempted to use those 2 extra divisions in the south of China, or even in the Philippines. Are we going to another deliberate? We're not going to another deliberate at this time. But we do need extra resources over here. Now, Gita Butai has arrived in the area, which is why we're going to use them to accelerate our operations here in the Philippines. So we're going to go ground attack. We're going to hit Clark's airfield. Right, use bombs. Ground attack. We are going to move closer towards Clark's airfield to make sure that everybody is able to be protected by the zero cover. So, move towards the north area, like Luzon area. That should be fine. The zeros are set to obviously escort. Their range, so they're all using drop tanks, so they do have, yeah, 14. No, that's pretty damn decent. They should have no issues there. So what we will do then is we'll put the Zero Squadron on escort duty. %50 of them, ideally. Just make sure that we use them. Maximum altitude. Maximum range. Okay. I'm using a lot of them at the moment just because I do want to try and make sure that we can protect our bombers. Hello there, Luke. How you doing, my dude? Right, we do have another squadron of zeros over here. All of them are ready as well, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer them to the base over here in Manila. That's really handy. Right, stand down and escort. Playing the War in the West right now. Awesome. It's really cool. It's a really great game. I hope you do enjoy it. Right, we'll put them on 50% as well. I just want to make sure that we do have them able to participate in this. Okay. That's a good amount of zeros. That's actually quite a decent amount of zeros. Right, shock and bombardment, so we'll take that base and then move on. So it looks like we should be able to clean up the Philippines pretty quickly. I'm half tempted to go with a deliberate attack again, but it will depend on the condition of the division. 39. Though in fairness, I think we will go for another deliberate attack. The reason being, I can keep this up, they can't. Though, actually no, we'll have one turn to soften them up with the air attacks. See what their sort of resistance is like first. In fact, I'm going to move this group closer too. I want to make sure we have maximum cover for our bombers. Really try to establish their supremacy. Okay, 32,000 feet. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to return these planes to the reserve pool, mostly because we don't need them in this squadron in particular. Right, they're targeting Kukong. Fair enough. Okay, awesome. We do have that battleship over there. The Haruna. Okay, we'll have Sea Dragon set out to meet Haruna. Then they can link up with a force that is going to be carrying supplies from over here in Taiwan. Yeah, these three fast cargoes. Which should be quite good. Okay, we are starting to fuel up tankers. That's good news. Yeah, it's hella hot here. Right, these two tankers. That's actually a really good one. Right, load fuel. There's not a huge amount of fuel here, so I do need to watch that. But we need to get fuel moving out to the islands down here. We are really quite low. Okay. So the moment, things are a little bit interesting. Right, they're loading fuel. I'm going to tell them to stop loading fuel. That is more than enough for the time being. We can use that elsewhere and about. Playing the Oberkommando number 4 scenario. Italians surrendered after I lost Sardinia, pulled out of Sicily and Corsica. And I'm waiting for the Allies' next move. Good luck to you, my dude. Feel free to post screenshots in the comments afterwards. Okay, ideally we intercept something. These submarines are trying to return home, but they need to be set towards Midway as their home port. Okay, head for Midway. And then we'll dish them out from there. Okay, these forces are heading to the north. I need to get supplies down here. Do I go for another attack? I'm really quite worried here. We need supplies. Should have sent this unit a long time ago. Okay, just stand down. I just need to make sure these planes get actually looked after. Okay. Yeah, you'll have to post them as the, to the video afterwards, like in the comments. Right, so I've just loaded the current turn. We are losing a bit of supply here, we do need to be careful. These airfields are expanded, ports expanded over to Portland. Okay. Yeah, YouTube's a bag of crap. Intriguing. Right, I'm going to assume that's the research then. Because I am researching the A6M3A. I do have plenty of A6M2s. I'm trying to build up my number of Oscars. It is getting up there, but it's going to take some time. Only 3 of them in the pool at the moment. It's not the greatest amount, really. Okay, I'd like you to upgrade to the Oscars. Why does it not let me do that? Upgrade allows the, right, you're going to upgrade to the Oscars. Okay, that's fine. So far, only serious loss I've suffered was the German 305th Division sent to Sardinia to help out the Italian troops there. Got overwhelmed reforming in Berlin. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but you'll recover. I'm half tempted to just send that through and try to make it there. It would more than likely be picked off, but might be worth the risk. Two light cruisers over here. Submarine tender too. Right, that's a very slow one. What's up there, Rez? How you doing, my dude? Yeah, speeds are all over the show here. Okay, not a huge amount that we can do there. This, however, could be moved. Move it to Kuala Lumpur, and at least someone could get some air cover. That'd be really, really, really bloody useful. Okay, we'll move the base force as well. I mean, we do have extra forces over here, it's just trying to find a way to move them. But I'm going to move the AA down here. I do want to try and cover that. We're not able to move? Right, Patani. Right, move to Singora. I think I could pick these troops up and move them elsewhere cheaper, so that's fine. I'll just do that later. Might even send them to Borneo, or even have them sent over this way. It might even be worthwhile us using barges to cross over here potentially. It would depend, it would be quite risky. Kitabutai isn't far away now, so that's good news. Right. Okay, so things are underway. The campaign in China is going to go quite well soon. Let's make the most of this then, shan't we? We'll try... I'd like to get more supplies in here first. Okay, we'll run with that then and see how we get on. I still dread the day that we do find American carriers. I dread it and I look forward to it. I look forward to it because then at least we have some concrete evidence, something to chase again. It's been a long while since we have been able to chase the Americans. But once we deal with the situation in China, then that is going to free up a lot of resources. No hits. Ah. That's a nice target then. So we've actually managed to find a transport, a cargo ship there. That's great. I'm happy about that. She does not go down, but she's damaged. So she's going to have to return to Pearl Harbor, which is going to take up even more space. Slow down repairs even further. Okay, bombing raids. Very nice. Hello there, Carl. How you doing, my my favorite friend? Right, look at the size of the raid here. So we have 88 Vals, we have 90 Kates, we have 70 Zeros. That's a good amount of force there. Notice the fact that we don't see any American aircraft rise into Challengers. That's really good. Of course, we do have another 2 squadrons of Zeros over here. If we do have air supremacy, then I will use my extra bombers as well from the Philippines and Taiwan. Or Formosa, I should say. Let's see what sort of damage do we inflict. 1 destroyed by flak. I mean, not much damage. We didn't inflict too much damage, but the fact is that's going to be quite nice. Your fighters need a single port set to 30,000 feet. Yeah, I'm trying to really deal with the enemy fighters, not so much anything else. 24 casualties, that's good at least. That's a good amount of casualties inflicted. We lost one of them. Yeah, we need more defended planes. The KI-43I squadron, well, the IC squadron, it just keeps getting hit. I really should move them. I'm really considering, do I move them? I don't want to lose all the planes I have there, and I'm worried that I'm going to lose those if I move them from that base. It is a big worry of mine. Okay, it's too high. No Japanese fighters designed to go as high as they were made to fly low. We can try dropping the altitude, see if that helps. Right, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're going to have to just move them. We're just going to have to do it. Okay. Those SB3s. Not much of a threat, but their raid frequency is increasing. Okay, deliberate attack. They should collapse pretty quickly. Right, no direct victory this turn, but they will give way. 219 casualties, 225 inflicted. But the thing is, we reduce their fortifications too, so that will happen. I might even go for like a shock attack, to be fair. 5 to 1. Much, much better. Okay, now they're retreating. 95 casualties sustained, 2015 inflicted. Great news. So we're going to follow them up, and it's good that they've gone down here. At least I can follow them on to Wenchao. Right, bombardment attack. I feel better once we have more supplies here, but I could probably go for a deliberate attack. I reckon we've softened them up a great deal using our air power. I just wish this combat would end. They just don't seem to have the numbers to actually defeat them. Right, shock attack over here. Should be able to succeed. Ideally they surrender. Banzai. 378. Fantastic. No casualties. Wow, that was actually quite a heavy amount of casualties there. That's actually really quite nice to see. Right, the Allied forces are really trying over here. Really, really trying. And I'm really happy about that. Mostly because we're really well dug in. And our forces are superior. And did I mention they're dug in? We have air support, and they have none. Okay, let's see what the results are. Yeah, 711. 16 casualties, 1,560 inflicted from the enemy, 174 squads destroyed. That's really worked out to my advantage. Oh, Yokohama's expanded. That's really good. Really, really good. Okay, overall, not a bad campaign in China. Well, at least not a bad result in China. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Japanese submarines with the range. What we're going to do now is we're going to start dispatching them towards the American coastline. The reason being, I simply must know what we're in for. I currently have zero information on the American coastline, and it simply cannot be. So we are going to keep lower range submarines operating around Pearl Harbor, using Midway as a resupply base, refueling base, which is going to make, well, it's going to make things far simpler. Okay, you can stay. Unless, what is your endurance? 62. Okay, you don't have a huge range. Yep, you can go to the American coast. Yeah, we'll deal with the VP situation. Yep, definitely. Though you could do going to Midway for repairs, actually. Okay. Return to Midway Island. I'll have you return as well. I'd rather have them repair. Right, Midway. Yeah, Midway has some fuel, not a huge amount. The issue is we are unloading fuel, it's just the state of the port. It was rather heavily damaged. So it's not going to be very quick. I remember yesterday one of your armies below Mongolia and Central China was surrounded by like 5 Chinese units, all from all but one side. It seems like those Chinese units have relocated. Are we talking about over here? Hello there, No Hauser. How are we doing, my friend? Right, chasing the Chinese down here. Right, so you can see that they do have troops over here. Only a small amount. Supplies is actually pretty decent, so we will go for an attack. There we go. Follow up to the south. Okay. Can you send construction workers from Japan? I saw some at home in the north to speed up repairs. I could, but it's a long way to take them and it's a bit of a risk. We will do it once we have more information regarding American carrier activity. No, it seems to be doing okay. Okay, we're going to move these forces. What I'll do first is move another group and see how they get on. Dakota Buru. Yeah, seems like they leave behind the entire squadron. That is a real shame. Okay, I simply can't abandon that many I-4Cs. Well, 43 ICs is too many. I need them to just repair. Indeed. Okay, so we're going to hit again. So we'll have our bombers help out. Okay. So we capture the base. Right, march to the north. Station the carrier for Singapore. I could, but I need to use the carriers to take control of the Philippines for the time being. But that is where they're going to be going next. Right, Sea Dragon's on its way with Yamashiro. Okay. Gonna have you return to midway to our refuel potentially, or at least as much as possible. It's gonna be difficult. Send ships to block the ports, not directly due to mines, but at Manila. We'll see. We should be able to deal with things quite easily with Manila. Did you kill all the wildebeest? No, the wildebeest cannot be killed. Okay. Yeah, the subs are just taking damage, really. Probably from a lot of American air raids. And really just maintenance is obviously going to be an issue. Right. We are going to go for another attack. I do really need to break through. And they may crack. It's always a possibility. That's still a lot of men there. Okay, I could do with a flotilla to transport those troops. Okay, that will do. Yeah, I know it's not been taken by the artillery. It's because it needs infantry. Infantry are on their way. Right, send them to Shanghai. I use those to transport the soldiers. Well, the division over there. Might have it sent to the Philippines. I might even move it down the coast of China to save a lot of time and make use of that. Let's see, how far away could I move you? Could I make it to Iwo Jima? I can, okay. So we moved our patrol planes out there to Iwo Jima. Actually, speaking of patrol planes. Okay, they'll be arriving. Yeah, use amphibious transports to move troops around faster. Definitely. Right, so it's about a week before those replacements arrive. That's not too bad. I can do that. What a thought. Right, they'll be moved to Pearl. head out here. Okay. Now, what we'll do shortly is we'll take a look at ships that we can convert to patrol boats. I'd like to see how the land campaign goes. Right, so we've actually captured the base over here, so Hanyang is now ours, and ours alone, which is superb. And there's a good amount of supply already here, which is great news. So what we're going to do is actually start to draw on supply. Okay, yeah, you're going to stockpile supply. Okay, you can keep building that. Fortification is actually quite heavy. I mean, the thing is, this city had level 3 fortifications, so this is absolutely incredible. That armor arrived really quickly, and that worries me insanely. Right, defend yourselves. You'll be there shortly. At least that's some respite. Another little bit of attack. I mean, do I go for a shock attack? I think we'll try a shock attack. I think we should be able to manage that. Naval surgeon midway, but 100% rest. Well, yeah, the reason for that is the fatigue, but the fatigue is okay now, so what we're going to do is put them on search. So just 100% search. There we go. Okie dokie. Set all of them to attack. I really, really need to break through. Giributai will launch another air attack. That's good news. Okay, we'll proceed with the turn. So, the idea here is we're going to send our long-range submarines to the American coastline. I need information. It would be nice as well to have a few more submarines that have decent or middling range. So we'll see what we can manage. I don't want to ease up on the blockade of Pearl Harbor. It's really been quite effective. We did see a battleship some time ago try to break out from Pearl Harbor, and she was subsequently torpedoed. So it's good. Right, Lawrence, I doubt we're going to do anything there. We'll look at the height of the fighters. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference due to the Allied supremacy there. Do you have any plans to take the Aleutian Isles down the road? Eventually. It's quite low on the priority list at the moment. Okay. Though an American destroyer out there does signal something has arrived in the area, or at least something is worth being escorted. So there's Steve, how you doing, my dude? Niagara Falls, awesome. Hope everyone's having a great day or evening. Okay. I'll consider moving Kiributai shortly. I'd like to keep them on the move, really. Okay, yeah, it seems like we do have air supremacy, so that is fantastic. At least those G3s can make it through now. They'll go nice raid by the Kitabutai force. See what sort of damage they can inflict. No losses sustained to our planes. 24 casualties inflicted. But the fact is we are, like, hurting them further, so that's always a good thing. It's not a huge amount of losses. I mean, that's pretty good losses. And it's not normally a huge amount of losses sustained from the bombing campaigns. Well, that the Chinese sustained from the bombing campaigns. But it's the fact that it's over a extended period of days. And they're consistently losing troops. So I'd like to think that is going to inevitably wear them down. Okay, fortresses are trying their raids. Ooh, okay, wow. Heavy fires on fire. Right, we do need to do some emergency repairs over there. They might have a chance, but that's actually quite a nasty raid by those B-17s. Have you run out of resources for Tokyo yet? No, not as yet. We are in the process of loading up hundreds of thousands of tons onto our transports across the Japanese sphere of influence, so they will be making their way to Japan. Oh my god, man, really? Here's some startup money for units, everyone. God damn it. No, dude, it's appreciated, though. That's really nice of you. Thank you very much. I've been thinking actually of launching, so it's like I've always had like Patreon, but I've never really had like an incentive to join. So what I'm thinking is, if I get a certain number of patrons, I'll have a Grigsby's War in the Pacific code and a Grigsby's War in the East code to give away to the patrons. So I think I'm going to announce that at some point in the future. I'm going to try and get a hold of a War in the West code as well. Maybe try and get some extra ones, it'd be really handy. Wow, that's actually quite a lot of casualties. So I'm going to probably announce that at some point in the future, see what people think. It's like, the issue is, it's like, money's hard up, and I get that. I really do. It's just one of these things, if I'm going to try and invest more time once again into the channel, I need to make it worthwhile. As moving out is hard, man. I don't make that much money. But here I am whining. Yeah, I think the issue that we're suffering in Malaya is the lack of actual combat aircraft, not so much the altitude. I'm going to move Kitabutai to the area as soon as possible. They would be really, really well appreciated. But thank you again, man. That really does mean a lot. Okay, supplies moving out across the airways. Okay, I really need this attack to bring some success. Hello there, Benaman. Come on, please, 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 please. I mean, the fact is they reduce the fortifications, so I'll take that. Their adjusted defense isn't that much higher. Okay, 1,661 casualties, 727 casualties inflicted. The fact is, I mean, we did see a few squads destroyed here, which has actually hurt us. But the fact is they have lost more, significantly more, so we'll have to keep up the attacks. We simply can't. Right, we have a shock attack over here. I'm very wary of shock attacks usually because they can go quite badly. I am hoping it is going to be enough to break through. It does look like it should be, so we'll hope for the best. Right, we captured the city of Changtai. Banzai! Fantastic. How many men did we lose? Right, 1,140. We inflicted 1,883 casualties upon the enemy. Okay, that's worthwhile. We've actually captured the city. Right, a little bit to attack at Gukong. Goddamn, Norbert, really? Wow. Thank you so goddamn much, dude. That really does mean a lot. I'd hug you guys, but I'm all like warm and it's probably gross. But thank you, dudes. That really is well appreciated. Okay, come on. Let's try and take this. Japanese bombardment. I forgot to change them to deliberate attack. But no matter, we'll keep up the bombardment from the air. I noticed there's a submarine near Kido Butai. Probably should move them. Need to keep attacking. Just absolutely need to keep driving on forwards. Right, looks like the third new Chinese corps has actually received some sort of reinforcements. I don't believe they had that much AV. I'd rather them go for the assaults again. Right. The attack was middling at Kukong. It's going to take some time to break them down. What's up there, Abaddon? Abaddon. How we doing, my dude? It's nice to see some new faces, actually. I suppose I'm streaming quite a lot later than normal. Right, Allied deliberate attack at Xiaoyang. Okay, it's really good that the 41st Division just arrived. The 79th Chinese Corps is not something to be fucked with. Right, 340 casualties sustained, 803 inflicted. That's pretty good. Okay, so that is going to take some time to break down, but at least we do have the armor there. What I might do is actually move divide the division, send some forces towards Kukong, send a detachment towards the north, and that'd be quite good. What we're trying to engineer here is a encirclement of the forces that fled from Changsha. So the land war is going fairly well, actually. Quite happy about that, really. Okay. Decent result there. If you need any high-skill leadership trade for training squads, I have a cool trade to get them. Sure, I'm open to suggestions. Let me know what you think. Okay. 70 plus, that's pretty good. Speaking of commanders, let's take a look at the commander of the Imperial Guard Division. The supply situation is really quite poor. Nishimura Takuma. Right, land 52. Okay. You are going to lead the Imperial Guard Division. One question, can you form new land units or... we do receive new land units over time. We can't form them as such as we do receive them. Okay, really wish I'd send this group out earlier. It's going to take them some time, but inevitably they will make it there. I am really considering going for like a go for broke sort of scenario. But let's see. 38th, lowish. So that's fine. What we will do then is move Kidobutai to the north, to the other side of the coastline. We're going to then move them towards Singapore so that we can actually use their the Zero squadrons to support us. Okay, Sea Dragon is almost out of Hong Kong. So at least Hong Kong we can meet up with the Haruna, and then they can make their way down to the Malayan Peninsula, so we can use their guns to cover our forces in that area. The thing is, we're going to really need to get supplies moving there pretty quickly. Right, 6 Allied ships, hopefully we do intercept them. We do have a lot of submarine activity now, obviously, as we're moving around. We do have a submarine near in San Francisco, so that's at least something. Okay. How about down here by the Marshall Islands? We're not seeing the Allied activity than we did beforehand. Okay, return to truck. Oh well. Return here, rather. Right, superb. There is some oil production capabilities over here. Not a huge amount, at least some. And we do have oil at Brunei. Not huge amounts, but some. And, well, oil and a refinery over here. Actually, a hell of a lot of... that's actually quite good. I could do a really moving that into Japan. Balfour. Well, Balfour. We do need to move them. Right, what's the fatigue? Very high, so we do need to go for bombardment. I need supplies in that area, ASAP. Okay. Yeah, heavy damage over here. Okay, I'm going to try and send a mission. It's very much a suicidal mission. But I need to try and get supply in there. Yeah, someone owning a repair shipyard will be getting rich. Lots of damage inflicted. Right, they are under repair, which is good news. It's just we really can't handle attacks like that. So I'm going to move the Tojos over to Kamran Bay. Hopefully that should dissuade the B-17s. Okay, success over here, so that's great news. We'll have them rest. Begin planning. Well, we do have this unit out in the center here, which we can take on. Jinkiang. What is that? Chikikiang? That one's going to take some time, but we can make that. Final squads you can divide. Make sure you have pilots that have 70 experience in them to then divide it. Look at the two new squads and look at their new leaders. Oh, right, okay. Awesome. It's really kind of handy. Right, what we're going to do is going to divide this unit. So we'll send some forces to the north. Yeah, extra forces to the north. Actually, you know what? It looks like that force is actually moving out there. Yeah, so we will have to send that force there. This one can head towards Kukong. At least then it can move strategically afterwards. B can remain in place. Yeah, low supplies. Okay, I'd like to run some reconnaissance over this base here. Well, let's look at the city that we did capture then. So, Hengyang. Nice amount of supplies there. I really am happy with that. Very, very happy. I mean, that's some extra light industry. Really, really good. And then over here to the north, more light industry, more resource capacity. It's very nice, very nice. How do you garrison the newly liberated Chinese cities? Now, see, not all of them will need a garrison. Let's see, like a city like Nanking has a garrison requirement. It's like, you garrison with them with obviously troops they do have, but if there's no garrison requirement, it's up to you, really. Right, deliberate attack. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like, if you leave them undefended, it's like they can flip to the enemy. Depends really what's around. Okay. Right, we're going to move the 116th to the north. I'm half tempted to use these tank heads elsewhere. Okay. Have them sent to Shanghai. Or not. Okay, that's more like it. We are going from the north. At least once we start to make progress in this area, log this down as we are trying to do over here. Now this has been a problematic area due to the terrain. It takes us a very long time to move in that sort of terrain. But we are making progress, which is really good. Kiributai is moving. We will launch an attack. Let's see, what is the fatigue like? Pretty low, so we should be fine. Right, bombardment and deliberate attack. Great. There are some air forces over here, but not a huge amount, which is good news. So Kiributai is going to move in. Let's see. We do have our patrol planes over here at Iwo Jima. I mean, is Iwo Jima a good location? It is potentially. I don't know. I'd like to move them out here to the Marshall Islands. The reason being, well, then again, let's see. We'll keep them here actually. At least then they can patrol around. That's really quite good. Right. What we're going to do here is we'll end the turn, then use the new save and load it back up on the tracker and see what's going on. Be quite good. Quite good. Okay, SW patrol. We'll try adjusting the altitude here. I don't think it'll make much of a difference, but we'll give it a go. So many troops. So many troops. I screwed myself by letting that base get captured. Like, ladies and gentlemen, do not do that, because that does screw you. Okay, we are making progress, so that's good. A lot of these are setbacks, but these setbacks will be dealt with in time, actually. Let's see. Let's go to the tracker. Okay, here we go. Actually, let's see. Can I find out some information? Right, so I'm looking for an endurance of 6,000. 6,000 and speed. We already do have a small infantry regiment on its way. Well, an infantry regiment on its way. The thing is like I'd rather send fresh troops and at least capture it. It's like I could have sent them, but I'm worried about that British division. It's like I could have done it a long time ago, and I should have really done it a long time ago. It's like that's completely my fault. Kyushu. I think I was too hopeful that we'd break through. Was it Ansu? Yeah, okay, awesome. Here we go. Oh, right, okay. Hmm. No, not bad. Yeah, we said attack in the Philippines. They'll do. Okay, that should be enough for now. Are they going to be immediately ready for service, or are they going to take some time? Okay, right. Uh, 15 days. That's fine. So at least we'll have a couple new patrol boats in a few days then. We'll make sure we set the attack at at Philippines. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, hopefully we have some great success. I do need to take a look at which ships can be converted. Oh wow, thank you to Stephen Griffiths. Thank you for the donation. £5 really does mean a hell of a lot. Thank you. It's really, really bloody appreciated. Thank you, mate. I am happy that we are moving Kirubutai. I was getting worried about the American submarine activity in the area. It would be an inevitability that they would. Hello, what the hell is this? One ship. It does worry me. But yeah, it would be inevitable that they would send submarines to try and intercept the, I took a hit there. A oiler there. That should be quite a really nice target to hit. Yeah, they would go for Kiributai. I do feel the shock attack at the north was worthwhile. I mean, the fact is, it's like, yes, we did take over 1,000 casualties, but taking the base really is the most important part. Once we take the base, it's very difficult for us to lose those bases. So at least it's a good thing. I am looking at when I can withdraw troops from China, or at least move them around China. So that's a benefit. The further that we push the Chinese, the better. I don't like the fact that I lost the plane there. I'd rather have kept that alive, but oh well. It's inevitable that's going to happen. Heavy air supremacy by the Allies there. Okay, not a bad result, at least. Right, B-17s. Of course they would raid Saigon when the Toshos are gone. It might be that I actually split the Tojo squadron in half. In fact, I think I will do that. It might actually be effective then. They didn't do any damage, so at least that's something. Okay, good raid there. That was combined raid. But the fact is we're still able to raid them from over there, so that's good news. So that's the last raid from Kiributai. I don't know how much of an impact that has had. Ideally something. I mean, that has been a considerable amount of planes hit them, so that's good news. So we'll send Kitabutai towards Singapore now. Have these Zeros trying to establish air supremacy, and we'll bring the Singapore campaign to an end. The fact is we'll be able to move supply ships over to resupply them once we have that air cover. I could do with some AA there. Okay, deliberate attack. Really, really do need to break Kukong. I do have reinforcements on the way, so at least that is something to bear in mind. It's just breaking their fortifications. Though they are doing fairly well. That's good to see at least. Right, reduce their fortifications, that's great. Yeah, we are going to break through them over time, so that's good. Very good. A few casualties. Yeah, at least reinforcements are on their way, so that's nice. Deliberate attack. Right, they retreat towards Nanyang. 2,619. I think I might follow that attack up. Though I do need to be careful of Nanyang. Shock attack, come on. Of course, they need more troops. Right, this is the one I need to make. Let's go forward to see the results. Right, so we don't break them, we do reduce the fortifications. Another 1,455. Yeah, these casualties are really heavy. Wow, they lost a lot of guns. I think they are on the verge of breaking down. I really do. I think once we get supplies into them, then we'll have a much better time. I mean, this has been really nice. Soaked up a lot. And there's a rail line going from Bangkok down to Singapore with several harbours to the north. Can you land supplies there? What I'm planning to do is land... I mean, the fact is I do have supplies there. It's just I can't get them through to Singapore. Well, Johor Bahru. Due to the way the supply lines are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send Kitabutai to establish air supremacy and then send supplies via ship. It's like, well, as well, once I have air supremacy, I can start to move air transports down that way and start moving in vital supplies immediately. That's the plan anyway. I'll do without Georgetown town in time. Heavy cruiser supposedly. Auxiliary tender as well, that's good to see. Been a thorn on my side over here, but then again they do have 456 armed fire vehicles and 207 guns. They're not going down lightly. But once we take this in the south, we can send reinforcements. That's good news. Okay, Kitabutai needs to head down that way. It's going to take them some time, but once they do arrive in the area, they will definitely make a difference. Right, so we'll have Sea Dragon meet up as well. Should have Haruna and Yamashiro. I'm half tempted to launch an assault. Half tempted. Yeah, covered in West China. hell of a march. They should make it pretty quickly due to the fact of the highway, basically, well, the strategic road. Right, finally loading has been completed. Right, head towards Nagasaki. Don't forget the Allies have swordfish and such in Singapore. Get the carrier fighters to protect the fleet before they get there. Yeah, the fighters will be there. The idea is basically that we have the fighters acting on escort duty. So they will be there to intercept either way. Right, why are you heading that way? I'm going to have you head towards Kijol. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, never mind. You're the force to carry the troops. Go ahead to Port Arthur. There's a lot of destroyers here. Right, start loading resources. Send this force out. I think I'll have it sent towards Tokyo. I'd like to try and put together an escort force for future tankers. Lots of AA. Heavy artillery is here as well. That's good. Right, those are those two divisions I'm moving. It's fine, they'll arrive next turn, but at least I can move them out afterwards. God, it's going to take them a fucking long time. Okay, I think we are going to go for a assault. Always if I see this unconnected railroad, I wonder, can you build roads? Unfortunately not, I wish you could. It would be great. Right, I'm going to lead with a good commander. And then again, do we go for a shock attack? It's very fucking bold. We'll go for a normal attack. I'd do that with 2 divisions, not 1. Okay, they're resting. Rest and recover. Clark has been so goddamn hard to break. I really should have persecuted the Philippines campaign and the Malayan Peninsula campaign much better, but hey, we'll deal with this as we get it. Once supplies arrive, we'll be in a much better position. I mean, some are on their way. I go full speed, see if that helps. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached 1 hour and 26 minutes. And it's about 11 o'clock here. I have to be up for work in the morning. So thank you guys for watching so very much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to see you all very, very soon in the future. And thank you to all of you who have donated. I really do appreciate that a great deal. It does make everything really, really work. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really does make a difference. And to everybody else who are unable to donate, it really is just phenomenal having you guys along for the ride. I really do enjoy this. And you guys make it possible. So thank you. And good night. Have a great day. Or evening. Wherever you are. Whatever you're doing. Have a good one. And I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.